Welcome to Bartender at Large, a show about bartending, booze, and everything in between. I'm your host, Erick Castro, and as usual, we're joined by some of the biggest names in the industry. With me today, bartender and writer, Dani Brand. Dani, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad you're in New York.
No, I'm excited to have you on here because one thing we always cover on the show, one thing I do really lean into is that, what's going on in the world in terms of like the loneliness epidemic. A lot of people are getting social. They're not going outside. They're, staring at screens too much. We covered that a lot in the show, specifically because I feel like us in the hospitality industry, we're in a very unique position to help alleviate that and, help people ease their way into, correcting a lot of these issues. And you wrote a beautiful piece, very inspiring piece for InsideHook recently. And you posted on social media, and, Rain and I were talking about it, our social media manager. We're like, hey, dude, we're going to be in New York in like a couple of weeks. We should reach out to her and try to get her on. Because I think you bring a really unique perspective on that, kind of in a way with like what we try to address. It's basically your whole article is how to pick up on people in bars, right? And I want to ask you, what was the inspiration for that?
Well, the new editor-in-chief at InsideHook, Jimmy Jong, he is a kind of long-term regular of mine. Or regular is a stretch because he is not there like every week, but we had known each other and he had been trying to get me to write a piece for him for a long time. He helped me kind of nail down the idea of like, as a bartender, what would you tell the general public? I fancy myself, like most bartenders, a sociologist, and
we all are.
Also a therapist.
Slash therapist.
And psychiatrist.
Slash matchmaker.
Yeah. And exactly. And I'm like a hopeless romantic. So my favorite part of my job is watching people try and fail and succeed at finding love and connection in a bar setting.
No, I love that. Especially, I love that you refer to yourself as a hopeless romantic because we're a dying breed these days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pessimism, romantic pessimism going on these days.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is really got worse around the pandemic because there's so many people who didn't socialize and we were told not to socialize. It was like your duty not to socialize. So I think a lot of people, we kind of crawled into our phones for that connection. And unfortunately, it looks like a lot of the research shows that a lot of these new habits that developed during the pandemic have become concrete. So now it's like in the bar world, it's like a lot of us are doing like events or like pool tournaments or whatever we can't get people out.
General too.
Because there's certain things you just can't do. Like now through an app, you can have like, food delivered, you can, find a date, you can get drugs delivered in some states. But like there's a lot of things you can't do. And that's like have just like, spontaneous engagement.
Actual chemistry with someone too. And I was just saying this, I was just thinking about this.
Yeah, the C word. We need to hear more about
chemistry. Like, was thinking about this, the issue with dating apps, right? And everything you're saying about the pandemic, everybody is afraid to acknowledge like how the pandemic has affected us in the long term.
Yeah, mess us all up.
It messed us all up. But especially like I'm specifically in the article talking about young men aged 18 to 25, 45% of them have never approached a woman in public. That's crazy.
That's insane.
That is very obviously an effect of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of factors, but the chemistry thing too, you have dating apps. To me, this feels like a sex delivery service, which is kind of gross. I mean, not too much against dating apps.
Yeah.
But like, it just is like, oh, here's like the hottest person in the world that I've ever seen. And then you go on a date with them and they could still be the hottest person in the world that you've ever seen. And you're just like, have zero chemistry, right?
And we're all starting to realize now that chemistry isn't something that can be like quantified by an app.
Not at all. I mean, that's something that you don't know in the moment what you are going to be attracted to or what you like until it's right in front of you. Mm-hmm. Whether you're the type of person that has a type or the type of person who has no type, this can all change by meeting the right person.
Absolutely.
Right? This article kind of serves as a how-to guide.
It's a fantastic article.
Thank you.
It's really good. And I like it. It's all of you out there, by the way, I'll put the link in the episode so you can read yourself after you watch the episode, of course. You approach it with like a very light hand and it's just like, there's a lot of humor to it, a lot of joking around. It's just very like, hey, look, don't worry, this isn't the end of the world if you have trouble meeting people. A lot of us are going through the same thing. And I like it because I feel like a lot of times you hear podcasts or shows and like, they like berate people like, oh, you guys are a bunch of, sissies, you go approach women or whatever. But I like it. You don't come from that perspective at all. It's a lot more like, hey, look, I want everyone to have more fun. They're going to have more fun when you go out. Here's just a few pointers. And you kind of go through with the bullet points. It's actually written so well. Makes it how long did it take you to put it all together?
I wrote my first draft in an hour before work, and then we did a couple passes back and forth with editing. So I'd say no more than 5 hours with Jimmy's help with the editing process. Although I don't know, because I wasn't in his seat, would have to ask him that. But The finished product is pretty similar to the first draft. It took me an hour. I had been like sitting on this though. This had been like percolating in my mind where I was just, this is important information, not like I'm some prophet who is dispelling wisdom or whatever. Guru. But I have watched enough in real life. I have also spent my entire life reading and watching rom-coms and all this stuff. I was promised something, okay? Yeah. I was promised something, and it has not been delivered. No. And in fact, it's the opposite, right? I think about from the other end of it, to us having social grace or understanding social cues as bartenders is something that is a part of our job. Right?
Yes, and we're really good at it.
Yeah.
We're really good at it.
Or at least like aspire to be good at it if you're like a beginner bartender. But you spend enough time watching all different types of people interact with each other and it just becomes ingrained into like your own mind. How do I do this? How do I play this situation or this situation? And for the average person who spends 9 to 5 in an office and then instead of going out to a bar after work is now going to their house, ordering delivery, working out, scrolling on TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, and then going to bed, the practice rounds are being eliminated.
I know. But I mean, even think about it like that, that's even an optimistic look because a lot of people are working from home now. So they're not even interacting in an office. They're at home all day by themselves for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, shoot, I'm going to go play pool later at this bar with my friends. And then now that person goes out and like, I don't know, sees someone they want to strike a conversation with and they're so awkward they haven't spoken to an adult in like 3 days.
You can't make eye contact. Hey.
Okay, so speaking of that, I want to ask you, what are the icebreakers you recommend?
I mean, the hi, I'm Richard, or this is how my dad met my mom. Hi, I'm Dave. Like that is literally how my parents met at work, right? I know plenty of older couples that met at a bar where it's like, hey, I'm so and so.
But watch, we're gonna show a picture of your dad. He's just like this handsome beefcake.
He's like a super normal looking guy. Maybe back then he had like long hair.
A total hug.
My mom said he was wearing a polyester suit, which is bad. So I don't know. He had some things.
Style back then.
Yeah, he had things working against him for sure. But I mean, icebreakers, standard icebreakers, it's literally just hello, introduce yourself, and compliment something that isn't about a woman's appearance.
Yes.
Unless it's the clothing, but not if it's the clothing
that's revealing.
That's like holding the boobs.
Yeah. Or
holding the ass. Like if they're wearing a cool like statement jacket or really cool shoes or like some kind of weird hat or whatever.
I think it's weird. We live in an era right now where I feel like we're all very compliment stingy.
I hate it.
And it's not just with like picking up on people, it's with everything, even just friends and just whatever. I feel like people for a while got so like shy about coming off too strong.
Yeah.
And again, I don't even mean in a romantic way, just even just like, hey dude, dope shoes. I'm very much about like, dude, just be generous with compliments. Even if I mean, especially when it's like, about the things that aren't necessarily like type of physical direct appearance.
Yeah. I'm always very generous with like my compliment because also it's just one of those things. If you have a nice thought, why would you not say it out loud?
Yeah.
Because it's so frequently the opposite where you're thinking something like, oh God, this person's so annoying. And you're not going to say that out loud.
No,
if you this person, I love the sound of this person's laugh. I think you're really funny. I love the way you styled your hair today. Why would you not say that out loud? That could, these things stick with people.
Yeah. Especially dudes, we never get compliments. So when we do get one, man, we remember that shit for like 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of women after this article came out actually messaged me to be like, thank you. Like, we want this. We want men to feel comfortable approaching us and flirting with us. The point of going out in public where alcohol is also available is because you want somebody to hit on you maybe. And if you don't, because obviously this isn't a catch-all statement, like you don't want somebody to hit on you, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Hey, leave me alone.
Or even then, like, worst case scenario, you made a new friend.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Especially if it's like a local spot where you go to all the time. It's like, oh, cool, now you have friends there. It's like you can roll in solo.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now there's this group of women that you're friends with. And then, then you meet more friends through them. Some of their boyfriends are really cool. And I don't know, I think it's important for us to like be eager to connect with community.
Yeah.
And then like the romance can come after, maybe even through like a friend of a friend or whatever. But it's okay to just go out and meet your neighbors.
I know. I was thinking of that and like nobody sets their friends up with like other friends anymore, which I think is the same thing with community where it's like, this is the apps thing, this is the self-isolation.
But if we do that, if we introduce people like holistically, how's like the tech oligarchs going to make money off of that?
That's not our problem.
I know. I don't know if it's sarcastic. It's like...
No, I know.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like the tech companies are going to spend a lot of money to make it seem like having like an AI girlfriend is normal. They are going to spend billions of dollars to make it seem normal, and it's fucking not.
Yeah, it's so, I'm like...
And even the friend ones, the ones that are trying to make it your friend, because the reason why I think it's so unhealthy, the AI buddies, is because you can forget their birthdays. You cannot ask them how they're doing. You can be a total shitty friend to them, but since you're paying a subscription every month, they'll put up with it.
Yeah.
But like your real friends, I don't know, God forbid, you might have to ask them how they're doing.
Yeah.
Or like give them a ride to work when their like car breaks down or something.
Yeah. I'm like deeply embroiled in the AI girlfriend subreddit. Like I'm...
Oh yeah, your Instagram handle.
Yeah. Oh, well, I should change that actually. AI chatbot. But I have like an obsession with this as I'm also a teacher, and...
Oh, what subject?
I teach English composition at Sam College. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And I also taught journalism courses. So I have a personal vested interest in like AI and its developments. But the AI girlfriend thing, you're paying for a friend or companionship in whatever shape that shows up in. And then for some people, genuinely like tricking yourself, deluding yourself into believing that they have broken free from their binary number chains.
It's a subscription service.
Yeah, and you can tell it how to talk to you. You can be like, oh, talk normal and don't always agree with me, and it'll do that. But at the end of the day, it's sycophantic. It's going to do whatever it wants.
I broke up with a girlfriend in high school because of that. She didn't have enough opinions.
Oh. I mean, that's fair. I've been in that situation. It's like,
do you have any opinions of your own?
Really whatever don't want to disagree with me. No, I love.
I know. Yeah, friction is healthy.
Yeah.
Friction's healthy.
Friction, tension. I was thinking about this in the context of, like go to a bar to meet someone.
Yes.
For whatever need you're trying to fulfill. At the very least, as opposed to dating apps or whatever, you have this common ground of the serendipity. We are in the same place at the same time tonight, right now.
Ooh, it's a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Like that.
And also, so that's a form of friction. And then also, maybe you both love this place. Great. You agree on something that you have something in common. Maybe one of you hates the place and one of you loves the place. Now you have friction. Now you have something to disagree about, playfully disagree about, flirt about, whatever. The setting itself is important. And also, I do think that like a bar inherently is romantic, weirdly. Even like shitty, crusty dive bars, which in my opinion is the most romantic.
Yes. Arguably.
I feel like the implication of sex is like hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Because of like everything you could do in a bathroom, but also movies, film, books, media, all of this where it's, hey, you come here often? Like, the lines. Just do the lines.
Because we've seen enough movies, and I remember years ago, I heard a bar mentor of mine back in the day, before he passed away, he had this quote where he said, like, he told a room full of bartenders, like, no one goes to a bar for a drink. And we were like, wait, what? No. He's like, no, if all you wanted was a drink, you just pick up an 18-pack of beer on your way home for like a fraction of the cost. And then you just drink it in front of your TV or in your kitchen. He's like, you're paying like a markup to drink it in public so you could be with other people. It's a social thing. Even if you just want to read your book in the corner, you could do that at home. You chose a bar because you want to be in an atmosphere with others.
Exactly.
And it's normal. We are social creatures. I do like that. When you're in a space, it's okay to talk to other people.
Yeah.
And it's like, as long as you're like feeling the vibes, you're like, okay, they don't want to be bothered. Cool. They're going back to their book, fine, but whatever. Oh, speaking of, okay, fear of rejection. How do people get over that?
This is something that requires practice.
Yes.
Okay. Like, you just have to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's, what do they call it in there? Like exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy,
You just honestly, if you have never hit on a woman before, you should go and find the most attractive person, woman, whatever, in the bar that you have no chance with. And then you can set yourself up for failure. And that way, when it happens, it's just like, okay.
And then sometimes it works.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes it would work.
Sometimes it works.
You could go into the situation. She's like, yeah, when do you want to hang out? You want to go out right now? And that would be crazy and that would be beautiful. Yeah. But this is the issue with some of the feedback I got on the article from some random men is I would never do this because I don't want to be rejected, because I fear the consequences of social violence from women, right? Which is, I'm going to get canceled, or she's going to say I did something. And I feel like this does need to be acknowledged. Like, I'm going to get canceled, or she's going to say I did something I didn't do. That's not going to happen unless you were harassing somebody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, true.
Read social cues. And again, to us, this may seem really simple,
because social cues
is our entire job.
This stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's
like we could look in a corner and be like, hey, those two guys, that looks like a fight was going to be starting there in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So the
10 minutes
security
out
guard
from
over
a fight.
there, I can
Yeah.
just tell.
I can
They're
smell
starting
it
to get
in
a
the
little
air.
aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, throw some Motown on to get everything a little mellow.
Yeah.
And then send the door guy to just be like, hey, fellas, you know, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was having fun
let's
tonight.
relax. Let's all just take a chill. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of fear going around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The self-isolation is happening on both. Did you read that? This is going to be such a crazy thing to bring up. The Gooning article by Daniel Kolitz is on Harper's Mag from like last year.
No, I don't think so. But I might have, because I read a lot of these articles.
For the viewers at home,
We'll put the link in the episode description down below.
I'm not going to explain this at length, but it is.
Oh, our listeners know what gooning is. Yeah, they
Okay, so I don't
understand.
need to explain
They know
this,
what
I'm like-
gooner bait is, a goon
Yeah,
session. They know all
okay.
that stuff. Yeah,
So like, where men are veering off into like goonerism,
the goonerverse. The goonerverse.
the goonverse, if you will. You know, women are kind of doing the same thing, veering off into I can't go to the club or get too fucked up when I go out because I have Pilates at 7 o'clock in the morning. Both of these,
Self-optimization is becoming a cult, and it's fucking weird.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, both of these are A, not actually fun. I mean, taking care of yourself is nice, but B, self-preservation tactics,
Yeah.
and therefore also self-isolation tactics. I really did not want this to turn into a like let's bash men article,
Yeah.
because I do think that men have been bashed sufficiently
Yeah, yeah.
where we can kind of turn the tides back around and be like, okay, you know, let's actually, because where are we going with this?
Yeah, turns out romance is a kind of cool thing.
Romance, like, what
we're
is the point of
preserving.
life if
Yeah,
not to have romance and love and whatever? That's like the whole thing that keeps us all going. I did want to take a light hand with it and be a little silly with
Well,
it.
I thought you did a really good job. Like it's like very like whimsical and like playful,
Yeah.
and it's not too judgy, and you're very much like I feel like you're pulling people in, which is what's needed right now.
Yeah,
Especially I feel like everybody got so browbeaten from the pandemic.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, you know, wear a mask when you're like outside by yourself. Don't look anyone in the eye or you might get them sick. And you just, everyone's like in such a panic, right?
Yeah.
Such a panic. Because we didn't even know how was we were like, how was like, you know, rates of transmission and stuff back then. So a lot of us didn't know. I remember I was house sitting in Brooklyn for like 2 months, right coming out of the pandemic. I was talking to friends, I'm like, New York is so weird right now. No one's like talking to each other, like really acknowledging each other.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's always been a busy city, but also the population was down, it hadn't gone back up yet. Like there were tons of empty apartments and units.
And like parking
You could
spots.
tell, you could tell like all the bars were closing super early. You could tell there was like a malaise, a general malaise through the atmosphere.
When it became summer, I remember everybody was finally like, you know what? Let's go drink outside.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. I thought that was a good sign that people do need community. Like if there was ever an obvious sign that people need community, it's, you know, 6 months, 7 months out from the start of the pandemic. Like, okay, there's 1 million people drinking in Central Park, in every park. And all of these restaurants and bars are catering to this desire by like giving to-go drinks and stuff like that. It's hard to kind of acknowledge how much the pandemic permanently affected all of us. And when we think about these 18 to 25-year-olds,
Oh my God, yeah.
middle schoolers, high schoolers, college-age students, when the pandemic was happening, these are like incredibly formative years in a person's life.
I can't even imagine.
Socialization.
I can't even imagine. You know, I'll go to my local coffee shop and like, you know, just shoot with the kids that work there, and they'll tell me like, Eric, like I didn't go to prom, I didn't go to homecoming, I didn't go to any of those things because it's all from home, and just like, all that stuff got canceled. You know, all as kids we're watching movies, like these are all things like formative events we were looking forward to.
Yeah.
Basically, we didn't get to go to these things.
Yeah.
You know, and then meanwhile, like when I was in high school, I lived super close to Mexico. So for like, girl, we would just like senior year, we'd all meet up like second period, just drive down to TJ and just get wrecked. And then
That's like when you live up in Buffalo and you just go over to Toronto.
yeah, I
really
heard
quick.
about that too.
Yeah.
And then we would just drive back. We'd be home by 3 p.m. Our parents had no idea where we're at.
That's beautiful.
And I'm just down there. I'm like 17. I'm like hitting on like 24-year-old college girls and stuff, just getting shot down.
Exactly, but that's the practice, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're in high school, when you're in college.
Oh
really,
my God.
College is like, so we've circled all the way back around, but
Yeah, I
college
know.
is the perfect time, even if you don't go to college, between like 18 to 22. It's the perfect time to just like throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
You know, I
like,
think that's why I'm like talking so charmingly about that, because I remember like 17, I'm like telling some college girls I'm like a junior at San Diego State. And they're just like, no, you're not.
Like,
Fuck,
so
you're not.
I
I
can,
had a
like,
baby
hear
face.
your
I look like a
voice.
child, man. I look like I was 12. And they're like, no, you're not. But you're funny. Like, hey, you want to do a shot with me and my friends?
Yeah.
And then like,
you're funny. And then you make a friend.
And then I pull my friends over. Hey, guys, we're good to go. And then everybody just hangs out and has fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's important to just like get that out of the way. I kind of like how you said that. It's like the rejection's going to happen. You just have to go with it.
I mean,
and it's fine.
We get rejected in daily life every single day in minor ways. And, you know, it's embarrassing. I think that's the thing, is the embarrassment, but also like being alive is embarrassing.
It is.
If you really want to like go down brass tacks, like
ridiculous.
I embarrass myself 400 times a day. If I actively allowed myself to be embarrassed every single time something embarrassing happened to me, I would have had to like ship myself off to Antarctica already.
And just imagine if you went to like, I don't know, I live in San Diego, but you went to the beach and you're like, oh, I want to take surf lessons, but like, I never want to fall down. I want to be good from like as soon as I start immediately. And like, bro, that's like not how this works. Like, it's going to take a long time to stand up. And then, you know, you're going to fall down a lot. You're going to spend more time in the water than on the board. And then at a certain point, you start to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now, it's just, I feel like someone's like, you know, hey, Danny, teach me how to like, you know, pick up on men or women at the bar. But like, I don't ever want to get rejected. I want to be good just straight out of the gate.
It's like, okay, so.
You'd be like, that's insane.
That is insane.
That's insane. You're going to get rejected. You're going to get shot down.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, because they didn't have those formative years maybe to practice, or maybe they did, right? I can't speak for everybody, but thinking of those people who maybe missed out on that practice round where everybody is like, I don't know, it's like when a puppy's feet are too big for its body, like, you know, but it's like a room full of puppies, so it's fine. You're all aware that you're puppies and that you look silly and kind of clumsy and whatever, but everybody's kind of angling for the same thing, so it's fine. Since they missed that, they're just watching seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
These handsome 60-year-old men swooping in on a young, hot 22-year-old woman and going home with her. And they're like, damn, I'll never be him. And it's like, you could be. He has so much practice. You need to practice too.
Yeah, you got to get that Riz game up, you know?
Yeah. Aura.
Yeah, you got to get the aura up. You got to get your charisma points through the roof. You know, you got to level up your character like it's an RPG.
I'm not gonna say it.
And we were saying because of like Rizflation, you know, it's like you need more Riz to go, you know, to go as far as it did like 20 years ago.
Yeah, the economic thing. Speaking of Rizflation,
oh my God, it's so stupid. It's a real thing, you know. It's like,
but like the actual like economics of, speaking of Rizflation, of dating, because I was thinking about this last night. Why are people not drinking? Right?
Yes.
It's expensive. I mean, alcohol is a social lubricant. We all know this. But
it's
like,
arguably why humans even have societies like civilizations.
I was gonna say,
there's
like,
a solid argument that we would still be living in caves
potentially
if fermentation didn't exist, right?
It's on its way. Well, I was thinking like at least like half of the people in America were born by way of potentially a sort of drunk night.
Yeah.
But like, if that is getting connection flowing, and a vodka soda is $15. I don't know the prices outside of New York City, but a vodka soda at a cheap bar is $15.
Yeah.
If the government wants more babies being born, they need to lower the prices of drink.
Well, it is. It's all, I mean, well, one thing that's funny is like, coming back to that, is like, there is like a bit of a, this country was founded by murderous Puritans.
That's fair.
And it's important to kind of remember that. So there are a lot of things. It's funny because I talk to some of my friends in other countries, especially like Mexico or whatever. They're like, they don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk about this stuff. Like, what? No. What do you mean? Men and women are like hitting on each other in bars? Like, since when? And I'm like, bro, it's like a U.S. thing. And I want to bring it back to more actionable stuff, but just as an example, it's like I was dating this gal from Ensenada down in Mexico, you know, again in San Diego, so I'm super close. She grew up on both sides, went to school here, everything, but like, she was telling me, she's like, Erick, it's weird, like, I have like a neighbor, and he's like one of those work from home guys, and he's just like, he'll wake up for a morning, go for a run, maybe do gardening, and he's home all day by himself. Then like when he, whatever, comes back later that night from run errands or whatever, he just orders delivery food, and he just like doesn't see anybody. He might say hi to me or the neighbor, and she's like, Erick, and I was like, yeah, it's weird. It's a lot of people out of the pandemic do that. And she's like, Erick, in Mexico, your family would be worried sick. You'd be like a hermit. They'd have like social services come to your house. Like people would be coming over, your cousins and your uncles, and like I'd be like, hey, what's up? Like I heard you're not leaving the house.
I would see my son in multiple days.
Yeah, everyone would be worried sick about you. But I feel like since America's so atomized, that guy's immediate relatives might live on the other side of the country. Yeah, he doesn't see them, so like no one, there's not as much like a high level of concern for each other's like social fitness. Yeah. So back to the rejection. Maybe they're learning how to deal with that. It's like numbers game. you know, however you want to frame it. What's the next move? You said that you offer, I like how you offered like to offer to buy them another cocktail, but not send them a cocktail.
Okay, this is serious to me. She's not going to come and get up and come to you. You're still going to have to go and get up and go to her. So why send it? And then talking to my coworker, who is a man and older and very charming, he was saying, like, I don't know why any man would run the risk of me delivering a drink to a woman when I am definitely going to be more charming than he is.
Yeah.
And he's setting himself up for disaster. And so I just think going up to a woman, since that's the plan anyway, is to go there anyway.
Yeah, he's going to bust INT on that, dude.
Yeah, like it's one thing if like you see a pretty lady celebrating something with her friend. Yeah, I want to buy them a round of shot just to be nice. It's like not a hitting on them intention. That's different. But if the intention is to talk to them, why are you creating an entire extra step? And then I think another thing that was interesting to me when doing research for this, because I had the thought, drinking the same thing.
I did like that. I did like that, where you like walk up and be like, oh, what are you having? I don't know what my next drink is. Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, I think it's like a bonding thing. Same thing is just like being in the bar.
You described it as being very sensual.
It is very sensual.
Because now they're having the same sensory experience
exactly
side by side.
It's like when you're dating somebody and you go to dinner and you each order different things and you're like, you want to try what I'm having? And then, I mean, I do this with my boyfriend all the time. I'm like, you want to try what I'm having? And if he ever is like, no, I'm actually good. I'm like, you hate me and you want to break up.
Oh my God.
No, but it is that kind of like bonded experience. It also just shows that like, as a man, you'll play ball, right?
Yeah,
like
you're open-minded.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually a lot of scientific studies about, you know, actually just drinking with your partner, having these kinds of experience can be very bonding. So then the added layer of drinking the same thing, it is a similar effect of like, okay, we are drinking the same thing.
There's a really good book called, it's about the anthropological history of alcohol.
Yeah.
And it basically talks about how like throughout history, throughout all cultures, all parts of the world, drinking when treaties are signed and truces are confirmed is just a thing.
Yeah.
It's always done. And I guess research has shown, and he cites in the book, Edward Strickland's book, in there he cites humans we're better at detecting lies and dishonesty from someone when we have a little bit of alcohol in us. And also, likewise, it's harder to lie or be dishonest when you've been drinking.
Yeah, because
you can't keep the story straight, right? You know what I mean? That's how you get busted.
Yeah, that's
like,
good.
You know,
true serum.
We're more clued into micro expressions.
Yeah,
when you've had like a drink or two.
When you relax a little bit, you're able to relax a little bit. It's easier to pick up on these little things.
Oh, these little things. You just feel like,
like I can sense this. You haven't done anything for me to sense this, but I can sense it.
Yeah, I can tell. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? So who was all at the dinner again?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Why was she looking at you like that?
Yeah, I know.
Another thing that I didn't get to include in the article because it was
this is a Bartender Large exclusive, everybody.
Yeah, bordering on a little long at that point. I wanted to keep it simple. When you're a regular, I personally and the other bartenders at my bar, we do hijinks for our regulars where we help them get involved.
I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah. There's a long-standing tradition. I don't know if you know who Bob Bozick was. He's kind of like a New York City legend. He would send drinks to men and it'd be like, this girl sent you this drink.
I've done that to people before.
Didn't. Yeah. But then it can. We carry that tradition on when we're bored. We're like, hey, this girl sent you a drink. We're like, okay, really? And then they go over. And okay, it's not, some people would say this is mean. It's not, because I've seen it work.
Yeah, it does work sometimes.
Another thing that I like to do is when two people, like two attractive people, I find them to be like both hot.
Yeah.
And they're sitting next to each other and they're not talking, they're on their phones. They're both alone, right? Yeah. Like, why are you guys fighting? And they're like, we've never met. I'm like, no, you guys go way back. Like, I feel it. Like, why are you guys fighting? And then they start talking, and this has worked a couple of times, but the risk with that is if I don't know them, I don't know what.
No, but the thing is, when it's regulars, you have rapport.
Yeah.
And I do think I like what you're saying. It's like, I do feel it's like the bartender's job, obviously depending on the venue, is generally like you connect people. It doesn't have to be romantic, but also doesn't have to exclude romance either. And I like the idea of just being able to introduce people. And I love just over the years, I've introduced people who these guys were short one team member for like a golf tournament.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, oh, dude, I work in a golf shop, man. I've been golf for like 15 years. And all of a sudden they're like, dude, exchange numbers. You want to golf with us this weekend? And now they're like best friends. I'd say that's actually another thing I would say. I like introducing not just necessarily one guy, one girl, but like groups of regulars.
I love introducing groups of regulars too, because it's also like the more friends you all have, the less work I kind of have to do in the whole entertainment aspect of things. Like if I'm tired, I'm like, okay, go talk to your friends.
Like, you're a big Niners fan, right? Oh man, this guy's from San Francisco.
Like,
Yeah, you shot me. Okay, cool. Now they're done.
Yeah, great. That's handled. They'll be good for 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah. So stuff like that. I mean, it's fun to play. It's hard to do with strangers, obviously. But even then, depends, right?
Yeah,
You know.
You can read the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like any night presents a million opportunities. As a bartender, this would have been nice to include, but I felt like this is second level, right? Like
Let's hear it.
the article I wrote.
Intermediate.
No, I mean, it's just like recapping. Like the article I wrote is very like basic beginner level, like get outside, go outside. The world's not going to end if you get rejected. Everything will be fine. And you might even get to like kiss a woman. Which would be my dream.
Maybe more.
Right. Because I did have a number of like male friends read the article and be like, it's a really good article. I like it a lot. I do all of these things. And I'm still single. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't tell you how to get a girlfriend.
Yeah,
How to hit on a woman in a bar.
But this is like it's a good entry point.
What it is and who it's for truly is men who are scared. Like men who genuinely are like, I really am nervous about this. And like, I don't know what will happen to me. What will become of me? And I sympathize with that because one of my biggest fears as a hopeless romantic child is like, what if I like never get to kiss someone? What if I never?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, like, and it's loser story. I was a dorky child, but like, and you know, I've survived.
Yeah.
I've survived. And the first, few crushes I had in my life, brutally rejected. But
yeah, but who's laughing now?
Yeah, who's
They're
laughing
probably watching this right now and be like, damn, she had a glow up, fool. What's up?
They're like, God, I should have.
Yeah.
When we were 13.
Maybe I should have made fun of her when we were 12.
Yeah.
Should have been mean to her.
Yeah. I want people to have fun again. And I understand what the fear on both ends is all about. But at the same time, if we are always scared, we are not going to get anywhere, right? Like you need to be brave, take a friend. I think that was the most important piece in the article for me anyway, was have a friend, buddy system, because at least if you get rejected, you're not just going to go and like sulk into a corner, be like, damn it. You can go to your friend will make fun of you, and you'll get over it. Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's a thing. I would say for the people who are really nervous, the advice I would give is go to a bar with activities. Oh, yeah. Because a bar with activities gives you like busters. Yeah. You don't need an icebreaker anymore because now there's just something you're like, because at our bar, one of the bars, Gilly's House Cocktail in San Diego, we have pool tables. So because of that, it's now you just have groups of men and women all meeting each other. Yeah. Regardless of our orientation, whatever. Nice. Like, you scratched. No, I totally called that. No, you fucking did it. Yeah. You did not call that. Luckily, I think you and I aren't the only ones who noticed there's this big issue because it seems like there's more and more of these events popping up, like these community gatherings, and people actually realizing, hey, maybe it's important to like know your neighbor's name. It's cool following like some crisis in the other part of the world is cool, but maybe it's important to also know the names of your neighbors. Yeah, have like real community IRL, right? So I would tell people like look those up because also those are people who are thirsty for community or looking for community. So everybody's like eager to meet. Yeah. Yeah, I mean there are, especially in the city, there are so many community events. Speaking about the rizflation, economics, romantic recession, economic recession, like going on a date is expensive. Yeah. I read something from Institute for Family Studies. Yeah. That a Gen Z date costs average date $205. Kind of nuts. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. I believe it too. Like I've been on that date. It's expensive, and there are plenty of free things to do in New York City / cheap. Where I think we all need to start getting a little bit creative, unfortunately. Oh, I like when Dani just put out that app. What app? Oh yeah. That's actually exactly what I was thinking of. To put out like cheap. He's a king. And low cost activities. Do you like being in San Diego, or do you like watch from the outside? Like we all know about Dani. Yeah, and you're like his approval ratings in California are really good. Of course. Yeah, we need to like clone him and send one over. We're like, wait, so like it turns out if you just make the lives of everyday people better, you get popular? Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, you get popular and everybody loves you. And you actually like, fucking smiles. Do something? Yeah. That's insane. I know. Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to make like 50 of him. Yes. Yes, absolutely. But it is exactly like doing that. He is working towards building this community, right? And being an actual part of like, hey, let's make this city like relatively affordable again, relatively fun again, when all of the fun things you can do are like ticketed events, go wait in line at a club. You know, I was also looking into like how for Gen Z, I think it was like 64% or something like that, still claim that marriage is like an important priority and life goal to them. And it's like, okay, we're not going to get there if you don't go outside.
Yeah. And especially because it's like there's a lot of statistics that people don't want to talk about, but ours like a stable marriage is deeply correlated with economic mobility moving up. You know what I mean? When you have a partner who you trust and you guys are working together, it's just the math is just, it's easier to do that with someone else than by yourself.
Yeah, you're double.
You know what I mean? You have double. So it's just like, especially if like you grew up like, I don't know, a kid of immigrants or something, like you find someone like-minded, that's how you have a better life for your kids.
Exactly.
You know? So I feel like it's like, that is a hard reality. But so, yeah, I can't believe we're actually at a point in our lives where we have to like justify why falling in love is a good thing.
I think
And
that everybody knows
American
that
fucking
too.
problem. The rest of the world is just like, what's wrong with America?
I didn't even actually
How do you get
realize
laid?
that. Yeah, I didn't even just like go outside. Like what?
Like trying to explain this to a French person, they would just be like, oh.
I literally didn't even realize this is like.
It's the richest countries in the world, so it's like. It's like
because we have access to too much. Like,
it's
isolating.
England, Japan, South Korea, and England, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
I think
the UK.
it's the access to like self-isolation. Like it's so easy.
We have the ability to just order everything on an app and then find a date on an app and do all these things. And then the next thing you know, you realize like all these immediate essential life skills, you've practiced cognitive offloading on them and you don't know how to do them anymore.
Yeah, the more you use it, the less you are able to cognitively like understand things, but also communicate. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause this is like the foundation of civilization.
I mean, it really is. It really is.
We're just taking it too far. We need to like scale back.
Yeah, just go out. Just
go to the bar.
Go to a bar. Go to one with activities. Meet people.
I like that idea.
And I would even say that, like, don't even just worry about meeting women. Worry about just meeting people.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're going to make friends, especially because a lot of people out there, especially younger men, they don't have a lot of like close friends or confidants.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, even women aren't immune from it. I think it's like, I saw a study that was like compared to 2012. No, 2002, even the average woman has like 30% less friends than she used to.
Yeah.
And the number of people who report having zero friends is like almost 30%.
That's a lot.
And in 2002, it was in the single digits, like 3 or 4%.
And now it's 30%.
Yeah. And then now you have these toxic fucking assholes online who like, so I'm gonna go off for a second.
Go off.
People who are like, oh, my coworkers, they're not my friends. They're just people I work with. You know
Wait,
what I mean?
I hate that.
Fuck that. I hate that.
I hate that
like,
so much because if you spend, okay, and we're different, right? When you work in nightlife, like your coworkers, that's your soldier.
Yeah.
That is your fellow soldier in the trenches.
That is such a disgusting thing for people to say.
Coworkers in an office space, 9 to 5, you spend 5 days a week there. You're spending more of your week at the office with your coworkers than not.
Yeah.
Those are your friends.
They are your friends.
Like, even if it's like, what do you talk about? Oh, we always just do small talk. Like, how's your kid or whatever. Like, that's important.
Yeah, those are
literally important stuff. Like,
yeah,
small talk is beautiful to me.
Vivek Murthy's book Together, which is about this very topic, he does talk about how like we have like different groups of friends.
Yeah.
And those are considered weak bonds.
Yeah.
But weak bond friends are still important because they give you a sense of place, sense of place. And then also there's fluctuation between it. Something might happen and all of a sudden, then they become a tight homie. Because don't forget, all of your best friends at one point were strangers. I don't know, maybe I'm old fashioned, but I just believe human beings have intrinsic value.
I just
and human life is valuable.
This is like a super hot take right now.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like, just because you're my coworker doesn't mean I don't value you as a human being.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous for people to say that, but it's like small talk is good, actually. Yeah. So
I think small talk is great. I really don't like.
Gives you a sense of place.
I think so. Yeah. And it's just, this is easy stuff that's like easy to connect about. Just, I do not like when people, I hate small talk. Tell me about your deepest trauma. Okay, what's wrong with you? Let's talk about the weather.
Well, want to hear something weird? Oversharing is one of the number one symptoms of isolation. Someone will just meet you and just tell you some crazy shit.
Yeah, like the first thing that comes to mind is like literally like childhood trauma. Like, why are you telling me what your mom said to you when you were like 8? Like, we're not there yet. I just met you. Yeah,
so I think it's because a lot of that's just a pin up and then you get out. So.
Oh, so okay. So actually that just like clicked in my brain of like, you don't have that
there hasn't been that creative outlet or not creative, but communicational outlet.
Yeah.
Which again, throughout the scope of humanity and history is like, it's probably never really been an issue because we've all been, humans are such social creatures. We just always live in like groups.
Yes.
They're like a tight little village together. Yeah. I mean, this whole, atomization and like, you know, exaltation of like the individual,
Yeah.
I think is like maybe not the healthiest thing.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe
not.
I don't
Maybe not.
think so.
Yeah.
It's
So-
tough.
Okay, so I feel like we covered a lot of good stuff, but we probably have about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrapped up? Maybe like something actionable that's like homework.
Homework.
Yeah.
Okay. I have homework for you. Go outside. I don't really care where. You could go to a bar. This is the safest, I think, place to practice this. And practice getting rejected and accept it with grace, you know, and then move on and do it again. Just do that kind of for the whole weekend. And you probably won't even get rejected the whole time. That's my
No, you
homework.
probably won't. You probably won't. And then actually, I'm glad you said that because what you said reminds me of the scene from Fight Club. When one of their homework assignments of Fight Club is go out and get your ass kicked.
Go get your
Remember?
ass beat.
He
Yeah.
says that. They're like,
Yeah.
wait, what? And he's like, it's like Brad Pitt's just like, Tyler Durden, go out and I want you to pick a fight with a stranger and I want you to lose. I want you to get your ass kicked because I want you to not be afraid of getting hit.
Yeah. So channel your inner Fight Club.
Yeah.
Go get your ass beat.
Yeah. And then,
Get rejected. It'll get easier.
desensitized to it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you will get desensitized to it. It becomes so much easier once you do it a few times and you realize, I mean, it is like falling when you're learning how to ski or snowboard or whatever. You fall and then you
fall.
realize like, oh my God, I didn't break my leg. Awesome.
I do love that because there's like a montage while people just trying to pick fights with strangers. And remember, it's the guy, he like starts spraying a guy with a hose. And the guy's like, what'd you do?
Yeah.
Stop spraying with
Stop it.
water.
No.
'Cause he just wants a guy to kick his ass.
Just keep
It's
going.
like, no.
Yeah. Well, but don't harass anyone. Be
Yeah.
respectful about it. That's an addendum to the homework.
Don't
But-
forget to look at rings. That's always important.
Right. Oh yeah.
Someone
That's
engaged or married, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're just wasting your time.
Honestly, I mean,
you
you
can
could. That's good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go up to a married woman and be like, hey. And she'll be like, no. And then you already knew it was going to happen.
Get that out of the way.
Scarier is if she said yes.
Yeah. Or if she has like an upside down pineapple or something, maybe, you know,
Oh
just lean in, fuck
my
it.
God.
Yeah, let me see any. What's a thing there?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
That's terrifying. to me
Yeah.
A little bit.
But okay,
Yeah.
so if somebody want to reach out to you, go into the Daniverse.
Yeah.
What's the best place from to stay in contact?
I think Instagram. I keep everything kind of in a bubble.
But you
there.
said you're gonna change your handle.
No, just the name, the AI
The name.
chatbot thing. But my Instagram handle is just my name. Tag it
Yeah, that's
somewhere.
DANI.
DANIBRANDD.
I'm really glad you came on, and I just want to applaud you for the work you're doing in helping people regain the skills that we lost before the pandemic. I mean, it's easy to say like, oh, I hope people get laid, but it's not even about that. It's about like reestablishing and reconnecting with your community and getting to know people. Because, you know, it's like I said earlier, like some of these men or women, whoever you choose to approach, it, you know, might not turn into something romantic, but you might have something else in common. You know, being
Yeah.
good friends, right?
I think maybe that is something that kind of just seeps through the article, is that it was this, in my mind, is like a for love and for friendship article.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you having me. This was really fun. And I'm glad I got to catch you while you were in New York. So
No,
it's perfect.
yeah, I'm having a blast. And thank you so much
BCB.
for making the time to hang out. Okay, so all of you out there, if you like to have an extended version of this video, you can gain access to those at patreon.com/bartender@large. We could not produce this show without your help, so thank you so much. And also, don't forget we do bonus episodes like every single week or extended length episodes. So it's like we've been doing it for years. So like you get all access to that for just a few bucks a month. But with that said, don't forget to follow us on social. We're at bartender@large, and me, your humble host at Hungry Bartender. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.